This is how I made my Invincible cosplay. I have walked around with this suit in public and I've heard it is excellent. May I say this might be one of the best Invincible suits yet.
Are you sure?
Your meme is old, old man, and so are you. Who does that guy think he is? Just like any story, let's start at the beginning. I want to make everything myself, but I bought the base on AliExpress since it was cheaper than the fabric and pattern. Pretty sure I paid less, but as you can see it's far too big, so let's try to trim it down first, as much as possible. Place some pins, turn the suit inside out, trim it against the guidelines and it's smaller. And this is way better, look at the before and after, this could have been you, but this is you now. The lenses are from AliExpress as well. I found these fashion-like lenses, big blue ones, and they seem close enough because I didn't really want the mesh like most cosplayers do. And for the mask I glued some yellow fabric on a piece of cardboard. Oh, about the mask I have great news. Well, unfortunately I lost the video where I bent this, but it's quite easy, I will explain. I took some cardboard, which is straight. I did some steam on it, but I'm sure you can just let it rest in some water for a couple of minutes. I took it out and I tried to bend it around a PVC tube or a bucket or something plastic. I don't remember, just something round. Let it dry in that position, and when it's dry it will be this shape, the shape you left it as. It's really easy actually. It keeps its flex, so that's how I did it. I've glued some straps in the inside of the mask so I can strap it to my face nice and secure. I can change the size, it's secure, and I can depend on it, so I think this is perfect for now. For the legs, it seems like Invincible has some leg armor and knee pads. I'm going to make some leg armor out of foam, but first I started out with some paper, freestyling it on paper so I can transfer it to foam after. I did the same thing for the presumably gauntlets for Invincible. I want the gauntlets in a matte fabric finish and the legs in a shiny blue finish. And the fabric is not the same fabric as the suit unfortunately, so it will stick out, but maybe it will be aesthetic. I'm using some scrap fabric that I will need for a later part with the zipper, and I don't think this guy knows what he's doing. I have no idea what I'm doing. See? What an idiot. I'm glad I'm not that guy. I want some velcro on the back of the helmet and zippers to close the gauntlets. I'm trying to sew as much as possible since I don't like depending on glue. It is not fun, but it is better. I want it all kinda messed up and dirty, bloody. Oh, and the mask I just started over. It was really bad. This was the first one, without lenses, without anything. This is the one I made, it looks pretty nice, it doesn't have a neck. I don't know if it will bother me. Oh yes, it will bother you, it will bother you. We will see it at the test fit. This is the last time when I will see this cosplay this nice. I'm going to start with the weathering, which means kinda destroying it, making it all dirty, bloody, scratchy. Going to start with the scratches, maybe with a Dremel. The lenses a little bit. This exterior is foam, this is fabric, and the suit is fabric as well. This was the first mask, we don't need that one anymore. And kinda nervous, but kinda excited about all this. I forgot to film a very important step, but first I plasti-dipped the foam and then painted it. Plasti-dip will be the bonding between the paint and your foam. It will change the texture of the foam, but it won't crack when you paint it, and I think that's way more important. I absolutely hate a crack in my paint or paint in my crack. I wanted my suit to look like it came straight out of the series, so line art and all. Since I'm using black cosplay foam, I can just scrape away the paint layer with Dremel and other tools. I'm just scraping away the paint to reveal the black line art underneath. And it will go deeper, so it even creates a texture and some battle damage. It's perfect for this project. This is not sponsored, but I do got my foam and plasti-dip from the cosplay shop. It's great. I'm using the Dremel here to damage my lenses. I am very careful how much I will damage it, since I still need them to see through. That's why I'm focusing the edges and the bottom, the parts I won't be able to see through anyway. And to create the line art I used some regular old paint. I painted every single side and some extra lines. This needed multiple layers to really stay black. Be careful with markers. I used them as well, but they turned a little bit bluish. And markers tend to bleed out a little bit, so be sure to use paint or paint markers just to be sure. I'm doing the entire suit with mainly a marker, but I should have used paint markers just to be sure, and it would be a little bit better. The last time I see it like this, it just wouldn't be invincible without a lot of blood stains. For my first layer I mixed some red, blue and black and watered it down a lot. If you want to make realistic blood stains, you shouldn't use just red. You need it a little bit darker, you need to layer it and you need to blend it. And now I'm just splashing and smearing it all over the suit. Including those ropes that I added on the legs. Speaking of, I trimmed them down since I didn't really like them after a test fit. So I had to redo the line art at the top again. And after the test fit, it was clear to me I needed a neck. That's why I used the fabric of the mask that came with the suit, and the mask looks horrendous. But it might be good enough for the neck and I don't have much time till the convention. Oh, and I also covered everything in fake blood. I also tried something with elastic bands, but it didn't really work, so I'm undoing this right now. First of all, I need another base layer. This is what I start with, it's a base, it's all black. Yeah, just hopping in. The legs are great, perfect. They move just as they should. So that's something. 4 evenings, I've got 4 evenings to see if I can fix anything. Five minutes later, I think it's fixed now. The mask is now clamped underneath the second mask, which means my ears are kinda clear, my forehead is clear, it sits okay, and my neck is covered. The suit is way too loose, can't really fix that. There is a lot of extra. I don't think I can fix that, especially in a few days. But I can fix my hair and add some blood and such. Yeah, okay. A few days later I wore it at Vex convention. And this is the end of my story. I hear you thinking, the best invincible suit. Who does that guy think he is? Well, I don't like it either. I think it was okay, but it had a few flaws and I will talk about it a little bit later in the video. Just right after this clip, in fact. But I wasn't satisfied, so I redid some things. And it's much better, so keep watching, keep watching. Everything wrong with my cosplay. These are older videos, I'm doing voiceover now since I had background music and I don't want to get copyrighted. But yeah, one of my biggest issues, it was really loose. It doesn't feel like a superhero suit when it's like this. It doesn't look great, it looks sloppy, unprofessional, and this is the main reason I don't really like the suit. Can I fix it? Maybe. But I'm not sure if I want to put energy into this. The paint job is something I love. The mask is something that I could have done better. The eyes aren't really aligned well. The forehead looks too big. It doesn't sit well. It just doesn't look great. The only way I can fix the mask is to destroy it and start over from scratch. Destroy it just like in the show. Invincible? More like destructible, what the f- way? Try to upgrade my mask, but my printer failed me, like... This isn't supposed to happen. And this doesn't fit, so let's open it up. But imagine the lenses in it, it wouldn't be that bad. I think. And these will be the lenses at the end, without the frame. And I made a new file. So yeah. I'm all out of yellow fabric, so I used this old Rick and Morty shirt. You will be missed. It's not the right color, but it's better than nothing, I guess. It's all in the tiny details. You have to be really precise. Why is this shot in here? Get it out! My 3D print is complete. This print is seriously oversized, but that's exactly how I wanted it. I just need a base that I can work on, but first I'm going to cut it to half. Otherwise I would not be able to put it on, because of my big brain. Drawing the lines where to cut while looking at Invincible, my previous mask, and this great cosplayer. Here I'm making a rough template of my old mask so I have a reference about how far everything will come. Drilling it out is always scary, but just take your time and one side at a time. Making it symmetrical is always a challenge, but if they can do it in Egypt 4000 years ago, so can I. Today, with current tools and such. Once cut, I spray painted the helmet in yellow, and I will apply my Rick and Morty t-shirt with glue. You've got to spray glue on both surfaces, let it sit in for a few minutes, and then apply it. And applying it is a really tricky part. But you just have to be patient, really patient. And careful. Apply it little by little, cut some tension away when necessary, and be sure it's a little bit bigger than it has to be. That way you can glue it over the edges with a hot glue gun and it will be real secure. Don't trust the spray glue, it won't be enough. And use more fabric than I did, because this was tight. This was like real tight. I can't believe I made it. It's a miracle. I even left some extra for the neck, but I didn't use it. I couldn't figure it out. But with lenses, this will look sick. I didn't film the next step since it was extremely messy, but I actually spray painted the fabric. I just spray painted the helmet and the gauntlets in a darker yellow, and the texture of the fabric looks so clean and the color matches perfectly. It's insane. I will definitely spray paint fabric again, because you can do it and it's sick. A few years back I mixed this paint to paint my Daredevil helmet, and now it's just this dried up lump of disgusting paint. But it's still wet enough and crunchy to make some really convincing and disgusting bloodstains. So it's a blessing, it's perfect. It leaves behind some texture and it looks so real. Some people in my comment section said it looks like doo-doo, and I think those people should visit a doctor. Everybody wants these lenses to be removable, so I started my 3D file. And it turns out I don't know what I'm doing and I don't have enough time. And that's why I hot glued them again. These bad boys ain't going nowhere. I think this was about a week before the convention, so I was kinda rushed. I had the best timing ever, because I just glued it in place and I came up with a better idea how I would have made these lenses removable, so I want to share it. If I had to do it again, I would take polymer clay. When you buy polymer clay, you can mold it, you can press it in the eye holes, in the shape, put magnets in, put it inside the oven, put it outside the oven, and you will have the exact shape of the gap in between the lenses. Right now I just took some plastic and tried to fill it up. I mean, it looks pretty clean, but I think polymer clay would have been better since I could put magnets into it on the lenses and I could swap them out. Another question I get quite often: why do I have two lenses inside the mask? In almost every fight, Invincible loses one lens and it looks quite badass, but why didn't I do that? Well, it's easy. These are sunglasses, they darken your vision. If you just wear one sunglass for an entire day, you will feel it. It won't be that comfortable, so that's the main reason. I think it will prevent a headache, and I really like the reflection. The only thing that could have been better is dome-like lenses, but I haven't figured out a way to do that. And of course we will do the line art again with some paint and some paint markers. I used a white paint marker as well to create some tiny blood reflections on the dots. It feels real. Another issue I noticed is the legs kept sliding around, so I'm going to attach some Velcro. The rope still holds it and it looks like a nice detail, but it kept sliding around and the Velcro will prevent this. And the ropes are my own input. I think it looks cool. I probably won't do it again, but at the time it looks cool. Right now there's this little gap in the back when I wear it. I don't want that, so I'm going to glue this little piece of fabric onto it with hot glue. And there is some Velcro strap on here as well. So I will be able to close it. And when that's done, test fitting, and I have to figure something out for the neck. I want it battle damaged, since the neck isn't something I'm so proud of. It doesn't look great, so maybe I want to tear it apart like the fabric ripped from a fight, so it doesn't look like I just can't figure out the neck, which is the truth. So let's try to find a way around it. So first, glue this and fix some of these gauntlets, because the glue is holding on for his dear life. I have no choice now but using hot glue, so I used a lot so it can really soak into the fabric. So at the moment, this is the original mask that came with the costume that I adjusted a little bit for my upgrade, but now I'm going to adjust it a little bit more. Well, this could have been the Invincible mask. Luckily I didn't upgrade. But the neck kinda connects the mask. Well, in the series the mask is pretty long and it goes... It starts here and it ends here. It's one piece, and in my case it are 3 pieces. So the best thing I can do is to keep this neckline, but like cut it right here so it looks torn down or it looks destroyed by a fight. And it will be more comfortable and it will blend in better. It makes it more believable, I think. Because there's no way I can connect all this. I have to compromise, and I think this will be a compromise. And yes, this version of Invincible, all beaten up, looks quite nice. I'm pretty satisfied with it. I went to Vex and everybody loved it. People made a lot of meme jokes. It was pretty funny. It is a pretty comfortable suit, but it's pretty hot. The fabric is quite thick, it doesn't breathe well, and I can't really bend. Like, as long as I just walk like a stick, it's fine. But as soon as if I want to sit down, it's a big problem, because it would rip apart. Honestly, it would rip apart. And that's another point, the fabric. I would not recommend the suit that I used. The fabric looks quite nice, but it has to stretch at some parts. I think the perfect solution would be to work with a sturdy fabric, so you have the nice and crispy texture, but at some parts, perhaps something elastic in another texture, integrated in a really nice way, like maybe on the side part, and it will stand out, but make it a feature, not a bug. For example, my Spider-Man cosplay is made out of spandex. It's quite breathable, it's comfortable, it just takes the shape of your body, which is great, but it doesn't have a nice texture. It's all flat, so I don't really like that for a superhero suit. Will this be my last Invincible suit? Probably not. I would love to do the Sinister mark since he has a cape. It's yellow and black, it's still quite flashy, he has black lenses, it looks awesome, and it would be a challenge to try and improving everything. But first, there is another cosplay coming. As we speak right now, the Joker-Batman combination is almost finished. I'm also making a video about that. And if you would love to see more updates, movie content, cosplay content, game content, just fun content, feel free to follow me here on YouTube, Instagram and TikTok. So yeah, thank you for watching.